Hello and welcome to Cascade High School in Clayton, Indiana. My name is Lec Zorn and I'll be bringing you all the action as your 3-9 Cascade Lady Cadets challenge the 7-9 South Dearborn Lady Knights in Game 13 of the Indiana High School basketball season. Well, it's been a very up and down season for your Lady Cadets so far. Having lost 11 players to graduation the last two seasons, including 4 who are currently playing college basketball, and not currently having a senior in the starting lineup, Cascade got off to an 0-6 start. They followed that by winning their next 3 and seem to be getting back on track, but they've lost their 3 subsequent games as early season ball handling struggles have not only returned, but have gotten even worse. Now with the playoffs only 31 days away, the Lady Cadets are trying to right the ship while there's still time. Now so far this season, the brightest spot for Cascade has been 5'11 sophomore Hallie Cansdale, who ties for the team lead in points with 8.9 per game and is by far the leader in rebounding with 8.7 per game, while shooting a team-high 49% from the field. 5'10 junior Carly Gibbs has also had her share of good moments and averages 8.9 points and 4.5 rebounds as well as 1.6 steals per game. 5'5 junior Bella Mahan averages 6.2 points per game and has 18 successful three-point field goal attempts. 5'5 sophomore Juliana Schmidt averages 4.2 points and 5.4 rebounds per game, and 5'6 sophomore Emma Parsons averages 5.2 points and a team-high 1.9 steals per game. However, Emma, Juliana, and Carly are all averaging over 4 turnovers per game apiece. Meanwhile, South Dearborn is led by 5'8 junior Kristen Bond, who averages 14.8 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 2.7 steals per game, leading the team in all 3 categories. 5'5 junior Alyssa McClanahan averages 8.5 points, a team-high tying 2.4 assists and 1.5 steals per game. 5'6 senior Brooke Huddleston averages 6.6 points and 1.4 steals per game. 5'9 junior Riley Ampt averages 5.1 points per game, and 5'5 junior Brianna LaGreca averages 4.1 points, 2.4 assists, and 1.4 steals per game. Cascade's head coach is David Carpenter, who's 48-37 in his 4th season with the Lady Cadets. South Dearborn's head coach is Doug Robertson, who's 7-9 in his 1st season with the Lady Knights, and 121 and 151 in his 12th season overall. He previously served as head coach for 5 seasons at Hammond Bishop Knoll, 2 at Covenant Christian in DeMott, and 4 at Franklin County. Well, at this time, we'll take a short break for a few words from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with the opening tip-off. Cascade South Dearborn coming at you live. Next. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the cadets, Hendricks Regional Health. Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, and North Salem State Bank. Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill and Ian Bell's ExpertRealtors.net, Global Construction Management, Silver Partners Electric Plus, Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're just a few minutes away from tipping off this game, which is the last event here at Cascade here in the year 2018. And certainly hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. I did, simply because I spent the day with my 2 children, Aria, who is 15, and Liam, who's 13. And that alone made it great. But, you know, it was a nice day overall. So hopefully you all had a great Christmas as well. And we have a fairly sparse crowd here today. Saturday afternoon broadcasts, I've noticed, generally don't draw real well, and I'm sure that's even more so the case during Christmas vacation. Probably a lot of people are still out of town. Between the 3rd and 4th quarters of the JV game, I counted 115 fans here. We probably have closer to 150 now. I think we've had several fans file in since then, but at that time there were 79 Cascade fans and 36 South Dearborn fans who made the 2-hour or so trip from the southeast part of Indiana. South Dearborn is located in the lovely community of Aurora, and it's 117 miles southeast of here, 32 miles west of Cincinnati, right there on the Indiana-Ohio border. And I'll tell you, this is a really unusual game for me as a commentator. You know, this is the first time I've ever commentated South Dearborn in any sport. And one thing that makes it so unusual is, that I look at South Dearborn's schedule this year, and they've actually played my alma mater, which is Madison Consolidated High School, only 46 miles southwest of Aurora. And, in fact, my senior year in high school, which was 30 years ago, we actually opened the season in football against South Dearborn. I can't remember if we did other years or not, but I do remember my senior year. And I remember we won the game. We had I think a 90-yard touchdown pass, and they outgained us from scrimmage about 3-1, 4-1, but we just made that big play, and it put us over the top. But anyway, South Dearborn actually played at my alma mater there at Madison all the way back on November the 13th with the Lady Knights. That is South Dearborn getting a 33-31 win over the Lady Cubs. Like I said, South Dearborn is 7-9, and my alma mater, Madison, we've had fair success in girls basketball over the year, but only 4-11 this season under first-year head coach Sonia Bowyer, B-O-W-Y-E-R. I'm not quite sure about the pronunciation on that. I'll have to check with all my friends back home. But anyway, yeah, it's very unusual to see Madison and Cascade both on the schedule for the same team. In fact, actually, we in South Dearborn have no common opponents at all, so it's very hard to gauge this game. However, it doesn't look like South Dearborn has played a very good competition. Of their 7 wins, 3 came against Class 1A teams, 2 against Class 2A teams, 1 against a Class 3A team, that is Madison, and then their 7th victory coming against Taylor, which is actually in the state of Ohio, and who I know nothing about. The Lady Knights won that game 51-13, so apparently Taylor's a pretty bad team. So this game does appear to be winnable. South Dearborn has only one double-figure score, that, like I said, being 5'8" junior. I said in the pregame Kristen. It's actually Kirsten Bond. I bet she has to correct her name a lot. I bet she's already had to correct her name thousands of times in her life, with many more thousands still to come. That's why I would never give my kids a name like that, where it would be so easy to create confusion like that. Or another thing I hate, and I observed this when I worked in the diploma department at Balfour, when parents think they're being real cute by giving their kids names that are pronounced the same way as common names, but spelled differently. Think about how many times like Christopher with a K, for example. Think about how many times your poor kid is going to have to correct the spelling of his or her name, And life's too short for stuff like that, But anyway, I'm really glad that this game was added to the schedule. The last couple of years, 2 years. In fact, 2 years ago, we actually for the girls basketball team went 17 days without game, 17 days between games between our last game of the fall semester, and then our Hendricks County tournament game, and that was the year we had maybe the best team in Cascade history. The team that really should have won at least the sectional, if not more. Tied the school record in wins with 17, with Bailey Walker and Michaela Collier, our senior starters. But when we came back for that game against Plainfield in the Hendricks County tournament, it was obvious we hadn't played in 17 days. We were really rusty, really out of sync. Last year it wasn't quite as bad. It would have been, but we had a game against Greencastle that had been rescheduled. We ended up playing that on December the 21st. And it was originally scheduled to be our season opener back on November the 3rd. I think it was rescheduled because Greencastle had a home um, playoff football game that day. But anyway, but our layup ended up being like 13 days last year, which was bad enough, but it wasn't as bad. I think it was 12 or 13 days. So it wasn't as bad as 17, but it's still not ideal. Whereas this year we're going to avoid that by having this game here, you know, during the Christmas break. Our last game before today was a week ago Thursday. That was a 59-40 loss down the road in Greencastle at the team that's suddenly become our biggest bitter arch rival, South Putnam, who has eliminated us from the last two tournaments, including in the sectional championship game this year on February 3rd. This year, however, we're not going to have a long layoff, like, just like I said, just 9 days ago since our last game, and then our next game after tonight, only 4 days from today, right here at Clayton against Plainfield in the quarterfinal round of the Hendricks County basketball tournament, which I'm ecstatic that Cascade will be hosting for the first time. We will be bringing you the both Cascade quarterfinal games, which will take place back-to-back Wednesday evening. That's January 2nd at 6 and 7:30 p.m. They're not having the usual format this year where they have the girls' quarterfinals one day and the boys' quarterfinals the next day. Rather, they're alternating between boys and girls games with. They're going to start off at 2 p.m. that day with the Danville girls taking on the Brownsburg girls, and then the boys from those respective schools play afterward. Actually, I think it's at 3 rather than 2. But anyway, then at 6, we're going to have the girls play each other between Plainfield and Cascade, and then the boys from those schools following afterward. And we'll be bringing you both games here on audiosportsonline.com. Should have a great crowd. Hope you all will be back from Christmas vacation then, and we'll get out to support these kids. You know, the Hendricks County tournament is a very underrated event. I'll be talking about it more later in the broadcast, but it's, it's one of my favorite events of the year. It really is something that really sums up what Indiana high school basketball is about, which is, loud, wild gyms, in the middle of cornfields, and basically in the midst of tight-knit, picturesque communities in which the high school basketball game is still the hottest ticket in town. And, it's all about rivalries and, wanting to be the kings of the neighborhood, playing the teams that are just down the road from you and that you want to beat in the worst way, and that you probably have cousins who play for and who usually play it during the regular season anyway. And especially in this era when we have class basketball now, and especially Cascade now, because we're the only Class 2A team in the county, we don't have the chance to play any other teams in the postseason tournament, any of the Hendricks County teams in the postseason tournament. However, we do get a chance to take them on here in the county tournament. So that's and you get a lot of bang for your buck. I know that I don't know what the tickets are going to be this year. I'll ask the athletic director, Scott Stevens. But in the past years, you could get a single session pass for $5 and an all-session pass for $10. So, and we're going to have 14 games played here in this gym in a span of just 4 days. And at that, we will pause for the national anthem.
And face the flag at the west end of the gymnasium as we celebrate our freedoms, those who currently protect it, and to honor those men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Well, thank you to Cascade for that lovely rendition of the national anthem. And anyway, just looking ahead to this game. Well, actually, I was looking ahead to the county tournament, but you know, not getting ahead of myself and looking ahead to this game. This is something. This is. I won't go as far as to say that this is a must-win situation, but I think it will do us a lot of good to get a win today. And you know, the 0-6 start was disappointing, but not unexpected, especially, having lost all our regular starters and then our one part-time starter who returns, Taylor Norris, having been limited to 2 games so far. The 3-game winning streak that followed did give us, a lot of a lot of hope. It looked like we were getting things turned around. However, what's disappointing, what's the most concerning, isn't merely that we've lost the 3 subsequent games, but that the early season ball handling struggles that we were having have not only come back, but like I said in the pre-game show, have gotten worse, culminating 2 games ago, 15 days ago, that disastrous performance down at South Dearborn. Down at Owen Valley in Spencer, in which we committed an extraordinary 33 turnovers and lost by a score of 71-27 to an Owen Valley team that's good, but certainly nothing out of the ordinary. So, I keep saying though that as bad as the ball handling has been with Emma, Carly, and Juliana each averaging over 4 turnovers per game apiece. If we just get that one aspect of the game fixed, we'll be all right, because we're doing, we're right now so far, we're good to decent in every other area of the game. So now jumping for Cascade, Hallie Cansdale, and she controls the tip, getting it from Brooke Huddleston of South Dearborn. So now Emma Parsons starts off on offense, and now Juliana with the ball. And now a 3-pointer. No good. However, Juliana gets it, puts it up, put way too much on it. However, Carly gets it and puts it in. So very important, 20 seconds into the game, Cascade opens the scoring here. It's very important to get off to a fast start and not get in over our heads early. I think confidence is something that this young team is still struggling with. Again, not a senior in the starting lineup. And so now the Lady Cadets in a 2-3 zone there, as Alyssa McClanahan is handling the ball for South Dearborn. She is a senior. It pitches over to Brianna LaGreca. And now a 3-pointer, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound there by Bella Mahan, the 5'5 junior. 18 3-pointers on the season now. Emma Parsons gives it to, and now a driving Hallie Cansdale lays it in. So it's a early 4-0 Cascade lead. A minute 15 gone by in this game, 4 days after Christmas. So McClanahan with the ball, guarded, now double team, pitches over there to Kristen Bond, the team's leading scorer. She's a 5'8 junior. And now the ball, however, her pass goes through the hands of McClanahan, out of bounds to Cascade. So the Lady Cadets, 4-0 lead, and the ball, 6:28 to go here in the first quarter. Come on, let's just pile it on here. Let's make it clear early on that we're gonna snap that 3-game losing streak, and we're gonna enter 2019 on a positive note. And now a drive to the basket by Carly. She loses control and goes out of bounds to South Dearborn. I'll tell you, most of the teams that I've commentated this season are teams that I've commentated at least a few times before in various sports. And now they're still there by Emma Parsons. And she collides there with McClanahan, and it's a non-shooting foul. That's the first foul of the game by either team. Cascade with a 4-0 lead in the ball, 6:08 to go here in the first quarter. Now inside to Hallie, posts up, puts it off the glass, and she hits it. So 4 quick points for Hallie, and it's a 6-0 Cascade lead. 2-0, 2 minutes into this game. So now. Drive to the basket by McClanahan, loses control. Hallie comes away with it, pitches now down to Bella, gives it up to Emma, brings it past midcourt. Very good start to the game for Cascade. And now a very harassing defense there, and they're going to get her for a foul. That's on LaGreca. That's her first, team second. 5:38 to go. Cascade with the ball in a 6-0 lead. South Dearborn entering the game with a record of 7-9, but they've played a fairly weak schedule. And now Hallie with the ball puts it up, and she hits it, so Hallie's on fire early on. It's an 8-0 Cascade lead. Hallie has 6 of them. Not even 3 minutes into the game yet. So the Lady Cadets clearly came to play here. And now Amped with the ball. She gives it up to Huddleston. Now Bond with the ball. Pulls it back out. Pitches cross court to McClanahan. Now over to LaGreca inside to Amped. Turns around, pitches back out now. And now a long three by Bond. No good. Off the rim, and a nice save attempt there. But it goes out of bounds to Cascade. So the Lady Cadets now throwing inside to Emma. 4:50 to go now. Inside to Hallie. Double teamed after 6 early points. She pitches back out. And now it's a three-pointer by Juliana. No good. Fight over the rebound, and South Dearborn comes away with it. And now they've got a wide open Bond under the basket, and she lays it in for the first Lady Knights points of the afternoon. I almost said night or evening. This might be I think this is my first afternoon broadcast of the season, boys or girls. So, anyway, Bella Mahan with the ball now. Over to Juliana Schmidt. And a three-pointer by Bella. In and out. And we got Huddleston there with the rebound. So now South Dearborn starting to settle down after the shaky start in which Cascade got off to an 8-0 lead. The Lady Knights now with the ball trailing 8-2. Cascade in a 2-3 zone. Now inside there to Huddleston, pitches back out. Three-point field goal, in and out. And Bond gets the rebound. So now LaGreca with the ball leads the team in assists over to Bond. Long three, no good. Hallie the rebound. Emma brings it past midcourt. And now inside there. And now pitches back out to Emma, short jump shot, and she hits it. So Emma Parsons with her first points. So that's good. After South Dearborn got their first points, we didn't let them get a second score in a row. So now, and a steal there by Hallie, gives it up to Bella, pitches down court to Juliana. Too much on it, however, and it goes out of bounds to South Dearborn. And I believe, however, that is the first Cascade turnover of the game. So that's good because we averaged a little over a turnover a minute against Owen Valley. And it took us, I believe, if that was our first, it took us 5 minutes and 4 seconds to commit even one turnover. So let's keep up that ratio, girls. We do that. This one's ours. However, miscommunication there on a pass by South Dearborn. It goes out of bounds. That was Bond who threw the pass, goes out of bounds to Cascade. So we got the ball in an 8-point lead here in the first quarter. I like what I'm seeing so far. Well, like I said, because these two teams have no common opponents, it's hard to gauge exactly where South Dearborn is. Doesn't look like they're quite as good a team as some of that we faced recently. There is Carly draws the foul driving to the basket. I thought she might have been in the act of shooting, but they ruled no. Nevertheless, that's McClanahan, her second, so she goes to the bench with 237. Good shining number there. And now Carly gets the inbounds pass, drives to the basket, puts it up, and she's fouled. Nearly had a chance for a three-point play. So 4 fouls already against South Dearborn. That one coming against Elsa Meek. She's a 5'9" junior, newly into the game. And Carly puts it up, and she hits it. So it's a game-high 9-point lead for Cascade. But like I said, because South Dearborn, even though they're a 3A team, based on, and now Carly misses the second, so she hits one of 2. It's an 11-2 lead now for Cascade. And now Bond fakes a three, drives into the lane, puts it up underhanded, and she hits it. Looked like she was trying to draw the foul. She didn't, but that was a heck of a shot, though. And now a very aggressive steal attempt there by McClanahan. And jump ball possession arrow favoring South Dearborn. So good move there. So now a three-pointer by Bond. No good, just grazes the net, and it goes out of bounds to Cascade with 2:17 to go. That's another good shining number. Because for those of you who don't know, I'm sure most of you know that in the movie The Shining, 237 was the sinister room. Well, in the book, it was 2:17. And now a three-pointer, no good. Hallie goes for the rebound, jump ball, possession arrow favors Cascade, 2:07 to go. Now, to my knowledge, there is no sinister 2:07 anywhere in the world. No sinister room 2:07. But there definitely for 2:17 and 2:37 there is. And now inside to Carly, and she lays it in. She has 5, second on the team behind Hallie 6. And now after 6 minutes of play here, Cascade looks like they're going to cruise to a win. Don't want to count your chickens before they hatch, but they do lead 13-4. McClanahan with the ball, and we got now finally the first foul of the game against Cascade. So by my count, we have only in 6 minutes and 13 seconds, only one foul, one turnover. That one goes on Mahan. Bella, our leading three-point shooter on the season. She's made 18 of them. So now Huddleston with the ball. Gives it to LaGreca. Dribbling near midcourt, 1:36 to go in the first quarter. Cascade 13, South Dearborn 4. Coming at you live from Clayton, Indiana, 4 days after Christmas. Our only, our last Audio Sports Online broadcast for the year 2018. We'll be back to kick off 2019 in a big way on Wednesday night in the quarterfinal round of the Hendricks County Tournament as the ball is knocked out of bounds to South Dearborn. But yeah, the thing is, most of the teams we've commentated this season are teams I've commentated at least several times before, so I have to really think before saying the name South Dearborn because I'm not accustomed to saying it, even though my alma mater when I was growing up did play South Dearborn. My alma mater of Madison, in fact, like I said in the pregame show, the two schools played this season already in girls basketball, with South Dearborn beating my alma mater 33-31 all the way back at Madison on November 13th, all the way back on November 13th at Madison. So now, under a minute to go in the quarter now. LaGreca over to Bond, to McClanahan. Now inside there to and now fakes on the three by Huddleston. She pitches inside to Meek, and we got a foul here with 46.3 seconds to go here in the in the first quarter. Now a long three by Bond, and she hits it. So Kirsten Bond keeping the Lady Knights single-handedly in the game. They trail 13-7. She has all 7 of their points. Bella Mahan with the ball. She tries to find Callie down low. However, the ball saved and tipped out of bounds to Cascade with 22.6 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And now 2:37 is your time of day. And now a three-pointer from the corner. No good. Air ball. And now the South Dearborn player brings it down herself, puts up off the glass. No good, however. And Hallie comes away with the rebound. Now Emma brings it up, pitches down court to Bella. And now 4 seconds left inside. And now Hallie tries to get it, and it knocked out of bounds. And that's the end of the quarter. So overall, a very good start to the game for your Cascade Lady Cadets, trying to break a 3-game losing streak. Your score after 1 quarter of play here at Clayton: Cascade 13, South Dearborn 7. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the cadets: Hendricks Regional Health, Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, and North Salem State Bank, Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill and Ian Bell's ExpertRealtors.net, and Global Construction Management, Silver Partners Electric Plus, Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're about to start the second quarter of play with your Cascade Lady Cadets leading the South Dearborn Lady Knights by a score of 13-7. It's a game in which South Dearborn has been called from the field, and Cascade, probably for the first time this season, has gone a quarter without making any serious ball handling mistakes, and the difference is shown. Hallie Cansdale has 6, Carly Gibbs has 5, and Emma Parsons has 2, while Kirsten Bond has accounted for all 7 South Dearborn points. And now steal there by Carly. Gives it up to Emma, who will bring it past midcourt. So now Carly Gibbs over to Emma Parsons. Now over to, wide open for 3 there for Carly. She hit it! Yes! Yes! Carly Gibbs with the game-high 8. And we've now got the lead back up to 9, tying our biggest lead for the game. So, obviously, the girls have been working on their ball handling, and it shows. I have them with only 1 turnover so far. So now drive to the basket by Amped. She pitches out to a driving, I believe that was LaGreca. LaGreca, yes, with her first point. She's the first player other than Bond to score. And it's a 16-9 Cascade lead. 6:45 to go here in the second quarter at Clayton. And now inside there. And now the knocked out of bounds to South Dearborn. She was trying to feed Maddie Mays, a 5'5 senior who wears number 0, a number most recently worn by Michaela Collier here for Cascade, a senior on the 2017 team, now a sophomore for Goshen College up in northern Indiana, the Lady Maple Leafs. A really odd name for a non-Canadian team to have, but maybe they do have Maple Leafs. Maybe they do have Maple Leaves up there in Goshen, I'm not sure. But anyway, now steal there by Carly. She gives up to Emma, brings it past midcourt. Now stops South Dearborn in a 2-3 zone as well. Now gives it up to Carly. Now across court to Bella, over to Emma. Now over to, now inside to Carly, and puts it up and draws the foul with 5:57 to go. It's a 16-9 Cascade lead. So it's going to be on LaGreca, her second, team 5th, and Carly Gibbs will go to the free throw line. She misses the first off the back of the rim. Come on, Carly, at least hit the second one. And now Cascade takes a timeout with 5:57. But, you know, basically, in a nutshell, in the book The Shining, the Sinister Room was 217. Stanley Kubrick changed it to 237 for the movie, supposedly because the hotel up in Oregon, I think it was the Pine Wolf Lodge or something like that, at which the exterior shots of the Overlook Hotel were filmed, requested that the number be changed because they had a 217 there and they didn't want people afraid to stay there. Now, there's a conspiracy theory about 237, which you can see in the movie The Shining Code, and then The Shining Code 2.0, which is simply an amended version of the Shining Code. And you can see both movies for free on YouTube. I think the conspiracy theory is pretty far-fetched, but nevertheless, it's fun. So Carly hits the second one. She has 9, a game high, and it's a 17-9 Cascade lead. 5:57 to go here in the second quarter. But yeah, I've been to a couple of hotels in the last couple of years, in the last few years since I became like a super freak fan of The Shining, and you know, and I've seen hotels that I've seen a couple of hotels that had a room 236 and 238, but not 237. So, you know, back when I was a kid, there as Bond hits a 3, she has a game high 10 now. So, like I said, she's keeping Cascade in the. Oh, they counted it as a 2. Never mind. So it's a Nevertheless, she has a game-high tying 9. Carly Gibbs has 9 for Cascade. So now Emma Parsons now drives the lane. However, pass, it looked like it hit Hallie's. It went off of Hallie's left foot there. And now we've got a foul against Cascade there, which I believe is the only Cascade second turnover of the game. And by the way, we've committed at least 19 turnovers in every game this season, with a high of 33 against Owen Valley, averaging 24.3 turnovers per game on the season. By contrast, last year it was only 14.6. Then the season before that it was 15.8. And, you'd like it to be even lower than that. But, at least, it wasn't terrible the last couple of years like it's been, this season. But we're showing signs of turning it around today. And now Maddie Mays, after the missed three-pointer, brings it down court. The Lady Cadets showing a lot of caution there with the ball. Bella for 3. She hit it! Yes! Bella Mahan with her first points of the game. And Cascade pushes the lead back up to 8. That's her 19th three-point field goal on the season, averaging about 1.5 a game. She hit 5 of them, I believe it was back in the Brown County game, which was our first win of the season. So now, three-pointer there by LaGreca, no good. However, it's rebounded, put up, no good, and knocks out of bounds to Cascade there. That was Huddleston with the rebound and put back that didn't quite go. So Cascade with the ball a little over a quarter and a half into this game now. Carly Gibbs sitting down for Cascade now. Schmidt now with the ball. Brings it past midcourt. Now Abella with the ball over to Juliana. Drives to the basket, pitches back out to Maddie Mays inside to Hallie. Puts it up, no good. And Hallie, and we got a jump ball there. Possession arrow favors Cascade, 3:37 to go. Cascade leading 20-12. Very good performance by Cascade, one of the best performances of the season so far. I think the 9-day layoff did them a lot of good. And now Bella Mahan with the ball at the left perimeter. Pitches over to Emma at the top of the key. Now over to Juliana, fakes a 3. And then pitches cross court there. Now a long 3, in and out. However, a rebound by Juliana puts it up. No good. Hallie gets the rebound and she's fouled. No, it was ruled jump ball. Possession arrow favors South Dearborn. Sorry about that. So South of Dearborn hanging in there. It was a 6-point Cascade lead at the end of 1. Now the deficit is 8. I'd like to see Cascade pull away here. I don't want a heart stopper in the second half tonight. So now inside to Huddleston, pitches back out. Long 3 there, no good. And Huddleston gets the rebound, however, pitches out. Now inside to Huddleston at the free throw line, down at the baseline. And now a free throw line jumper, no good. And loose ball, and it looks like it was McClanahan who got it, and we got a whistle here with 2:43 to go. But yeah, I've been in a couple of hotels the last couple of years, and now a three-pointer there, no good, air ball, and the rebound there. Yeah, that was Bella who got it. So Emma brings it up now. 2:30 to go in the second quarter. Cascade with a 20-12 lead. Now over to Bella, over to Emma at the top of the key. So now 3 from the corner. No good off the rim. Hallie, the rebound, puts it back up. No good. And knocked out of bounds to Cascade with 1:57 to go. Hallie Cansdale had 6 of her first 8 points, but she has not scored since. And now Gibbs coming in for Mahan. So it's finished strong. It would be great if we could get up to 10 or 12 points for the deficit. We've led by as many as 9. It would be great to take a double-figure lead into the halftime. Now no good, and now I think they're going to get Hallie for over the back there on the rebound, which I believe will only be her first, however.
Cadets team foul on Hansdale.
We got to keep Hallie out of foul trouble. We really need her. She came out like a monster in the first quarter. Second quarter, I think she's been rushing a little bit, rather, when she's going for the rebounds, rather than just concentrating and focusing a little more on just getting the rebound and putting it back up. She just seemed a little rushed, but she is the MVP of this team, and I'm really excited that we got her back for 2 more years. I think she's going to be a very big college prospect in a couple of years. So now, we got a foul there under the basket against South Dearborn there with 1:20 to go.
Knights team foul on Bond.
So now Emma with the ball. Struggles to get it past midcourt. Boy, we might not. Yeah, we finally did. Juliana, and now she drives to the basket, and we got a whistle here with 1:09 to go here in the second quarter. It's going to be against South Dearborn. And now Bella coming in for Maddie Mays. The foul, by the way, going against Brooke Huddleston. That is her first, team 7th. So now Juliana Schmidt, the only Cascade starter who has not scored, goes to the line for a 1-and-1. If she hits them both, we'll have a 10-point lead. She missed the first, however. Amped with the rebound. And now Bond brings it up to a wide-open Huddleston for 3. No good. Rebound by Parsons. And so now Bella for 3, and she's hit after, and there's no foul. It looked like there was quite a bit of contact. I think she looked like she was hit in the face on that missed 3-pointer. Nevertheless, later in the play there was a foul. This one against McClanahan, her 3rd, and Emma will be going to the line. But yeah, that's one of those moments where I think Bob Knight, had he been coaching Cascade, would have blown up there as Emma hits her first. She has 3 on the game now, and our lead is back up to 9, a game high. 49.2 seconds to go here in the first half. Cascade 21, South Dearborn 12. Em hits them both, so we have a game high 10-point lead now. And now Bond with the ball. She has 9 of her team's points. Okay, it looks like that. It looks like that 2 is a 3 after all. So they put another point on the board for South Dearborn. I thought it was a 3. So Bond with 10 of her team's 12. Under 30 seconds to go now. Bond double teamed now. Pitches over to Huddleston. Drives over to the left perimeter. Now pitches it back out to Bond. Behind the back dribble. Out to Huddleston again. Now over to LaGreca. 13 seconds to go. Now ball is knocked loose, however, and it's controlled there by South Dearborn. Bond with 7 seconds to go. Drives, puts up a floater. No good. Juliana the rebound. Pitches down court. And now no good shot at the buzzer there by LaGreca. So overall, a very good first half for your Cascade Lady Cadets. Looks like they're on their way to victory here. They lead the South Dearborn Lady Knights by a score of 22-12. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the cadets, Hendricks Regional Health, Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, the North Salem State Bank, Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill and Ian Bell's ExpertRealtors.net, and Global Construction Management, Silver Partners, Electric Plus, Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're at halftime with your Cascade Lady Cadets leading the South Dearborn Lady Knights by a score of 22-12. It's a game in which Cascade jumped off to an 8-0 lead, led 13-6 at the half, and then had a 9-6 margin in the second quarter. And it looks like, barring a major collapse, that they will get the win here to close out 2018 and snap a 3-game losing streak as they head into the final month of the regular season. A look at the individual scoring. First of all, for Cascade, Carly Gibbs leads the way with 6. Carly Gibbs leads the way with 9. Hallie Cansdale has 6, and in fact, she scored 6 of our first 8. And then Emma Parsons has 4, and Bella Mahan has 3. Meanwhile, for South Dearborn, Kirsten Bond has 10 points, and Brianna LaGreca has 2. So this is a game in which, like I said, it's hard to gauge the quality of South Dearborn because we have no common opponents. They're way in the far southeast of Indiana, 32 miles west of Cincinnati. But considering that, like I said, of their 7 wins, they have 3 against 1A teams, 2 against 2A teams, and then 1 against a 3A team, which happens to be my alma mater, Madison, and then 1 against apparently a very bad team from Ohio. It did seem like they don't have a lot of high-quality wins, and this is a program that is on pace to have its 6th consecutive losing season. And South Dearborn actually does have a very solid history in girls basketball with 10 sectional championships from 1982 to 2002, as well as regional championships in 1983 and 84. But they've fallen off in recent years. In fact, just a couple of years ago, they went 3-20, and back 4 seasons ago, they went 2-21. Although they did make a big jump up to 11-13 last season, and now enter this game at 7-9, again hovering around 500. So I think I said 10 sectionals. It's actually 11 that they won. This was a game I felt fairly good about coming in, and a couple of the games where we've had really high turnover totals, especially on my birthday 2 weeks ago yesterday when we committed the 33 and that 71-27 loss down in Spencer against Owen Valley. I've been trying to take a glass half full approach, and I keep remembering that you look at the 3 players who are committing the bulk of the turnovers. Emma's a sophomore, Juliana's a sophomore, Carly's a junior. And they're all going to be back next year. In fact, except for Carly, they're going to be back 2 more years. And I just, I really do think it's as simple. I mean, we have rough edges we could polish in other areas of the game, and I think we will continue to improve them. But if we just get our ball handling up to average level, which I think is doable this season in the last month that we have left to tune up, I think that it's very realistic that we can, I think we're going to be a good team as soon as we simply, get the ball handling into decent shape. And I always go back to, that Jacksonville game, with the Colts back in the 2006 season where Jacksonville got 375 rushing yards, second most since the NFL-AFL merger almost 50 years ago. And, I think most of us felt there was no way the Colts were going to win the Super Bowl, and yet they did. They managed to get their rushing defense fixed in time. And I think we can, get our ball handling fixed in time. And it looks like we have. I think I counted 3 turnovers in the first half. Maybe I missed 1 or 2, but it wasn't much. I mean, and granted, it doesn't look like this is quite as good an opponent as some of the teams who've beaten us and against whom we've committed a lot of turnovers. But South Dearborn, they certainly don't look like a bad team. And they have been making a good defensive effort. But we've been taking better care of the ball, and I hope that carries over for the rest of the regular season. And, you look at who we have coming in after today. Plainfield, next Wednesday to kick off the county tournament. Plainfield's usually a major power in girls basketball, but they enter this game at only 4-9 with their two leading scorers being freshmen. So it does look like, that game is not. I think Plainfield would be a favorite going in, but not overwhelmingly. So it looks like a game that Cascade should at least have an outside shot against. It looks like we at least should have an outside shot to win that game, and then, we'll have at least one. If we win that game, we'll have two more games in the county tournament, and if we lose, we'll just go straight to the fifth place game on Saturday morning. And now Cascade, with 3:13 to go, now returning to the floor for the second half to a nice ovation, well-deserved ovation from their fans. So, like I said, we'll play on Wednesday against Plainfield, and if we win that game there on Wednesday, then we will be then we'll play on Thursday at 7:30 against the winner of the Danville-Brownsburg game. And if we lose, then if we lose on Wednesday, then we'll play on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. against the loser of the Danville-Brownsburg game. Brownsburg, Danville only beat us by 7 points back on November 16th, and they're the number 5 team in Class 3A, so certainly it was encouraging that we were as competitive as we were against them. Certainly they would be the favorite if we did play them. And, of course, I always love commentating Danville in any sport, and I always cheer for Danville when they don't play Cascade. But I especially enjoy commentating Danville right now because they have the sensational junior Ella Collier, might be a Miss Basketball candidate next year. And then if we play Brownsburg, they're 12-2. Obviously, they would be heavily favored against us. And then if we, we very well could take 2 losses next week in the tournament, but that would be nothing to panic about. And then as long as we play our A game, as long as we stay as competitive as we reasonably can. If we lose to Brownsburg or Plainfield or Danville by 15 points or less, we'll have a good game. And then, our regular schedule, the next week after that, a week from Tuesday, we go on the road at Northview to play another Lady Knights team. 10-5, however, again, a team that's, played a much weaker schedule, including a lot of 1A teams, so that would be a very winnable game. And then Cloverdale, a week from Friday, as part of our last boys-girls doubleheader of the season. Cloverdale ranked number 9 in the state in Class 2A with senior sensation Tori Combs, a major college prospect. We probably won't win that one. But anyway, to be continued as we start the second half here. I'll look back at our schedule later, but so now Carly Gibbs drives to the basket, puts it up, and she hits it. She has a game-high 11 now, and Cascade has now opened up a game-high 12-point lead. We're doubling up the Lady Knights, 24-12. And now fakes the baseline jumper, pitches out to Bond, puts up a 3, and she hits it. So Kirsten Bond has all but 2 of her team points. She has 13, and she single-handedly has kept this game from being a massacre. 24-15, Cascade leading. So Bella Mahan now with the ball. And now a 3 there by in and out. Hallie the rebound, and she's fouled, putting it back up. It's a nice effort there by Hallie. I was talking to somebody who works here at Cascade. I don't know her name, even though I see her all the time. and she and I were talking about Hallie recently, and I've never met Hallie, but this lady said that Hallie is like a sponge, and she just, is always talking to the coach, asking how she can improve. So that's great to hear. That says a lot about her future as she misses the first free throw. And I really, she's listed at 5'11 now. It would be great if we could get her up to 6'2 or 6'3 or more, but even at 5'11, the way she uses that body of hers, I mean, as she hits the second one, her first point since the first quarter, and it's a 10-point lead. 7:01 to go now in the third quarter. Cascade 25, South Dearborn 15. So now, three-pointer from the right perimeter, no good. Bella the rebound. Emma brings it past midcourt. Nice change direction there on her dribble. Nice change of direction there on her dribble. And now Julianne with the ball. And it's knocked away, but Bella gets it out to Carly. Now cross court to Emma. And pitches back out. It's stolen, however, by, nice steal attempt by Huddleston, and it goes out of bounds to Cascade. One of the few times that Cascade got just a little careless there with the basketball. So now inside to, however, it's stolen there. And now pitch down court to Bond. Puts up a floater, no good off the glass. And Carly, the rebound, brings it down. Numbers not in her favor, though, but she takes it to the basket anyway. Puts up a fourth shot. However, Hallie gets it, and we got a jump ball possession arrow favors South Dearborn with 5:52 to go. So now Huddleston with the ball at the right perimeter, up to McClanahan. Now inside, and she got behind Gibbs and lays it in. And so that cuts the lead to 8 there. That was Riley Powell. She's a 6'1 sophomore who they have high hopes for there down in Aurora. She's only the third player for South Dearborn to score in this game. And now down to Julianne on the baseline, puts it up very aggressively. And Powell comes away with the rebound. And now Bond brings it up, puts it up off the glass, no good. Powell the rebound, however, and she's fouled with 5:36 to go. So South Dearborn still hanging in there. That's going to be on Schmidt. That's her first, team first. Amped now coming in. And Huddleston sitting down for the Lady Knights. And now inside to Bond, puts up a three, no good. Juliana the rebound, gives it to Emma. Cross court now to Bella, puts up a three, no good, and it goes out of bounds. Went over the backboard. So now LaGreca puts up a three, no good. Rebound by Cansdale. And it's knocked away, however. And now Bond fakes a three, drives to the basket herself, gets around Hallie and lays it in. Bond with 15 of her team's 19, and that cuts the lead to 6. So South Dearborn still within striking distance here with about a quarter and a half to play, and now they got Bella for a travel. And now Cascade takes a timeout. 3:50 to go in the third quarter. The Lady Cadets wanting to make sure this one doesn't slip away. Yeah, on paper, South Dearborn should not be in this one, but Kirsten Bond has just made an exceptional effort there. And Cascade's had trouble getting its shots to fall here in the third quarter. Although the ball handling, has been much better today. It hasn't been great, but it's certainly been decent, which is a big improvement. So now Lady Cadets break huddle here. Have the lead in a 6-point. They have the ball in a 6-point lead. And one thing that makes me feel fairly good about this game, even though it's only a 6-point lead with nearly a quarter and a half to play, is South Dearborn has not showed me that they can get enough points apart from Bond. And now Bond drives to the basket, no good, and clearly trying to win this game by herself. And Carly gets the rebound, and we've got a whistle here. I think she was hacked. That was on Powell. It was a foolish foul there. Carly had firm control of that rebound. There's no need to commit a foul there. That was her first, team second. 3:43 to go now. Cascade with the ball and a 6-point lead, trying to get some momentum going. They only have 3 points here in this in the second half. Emma with the ball just inside midcourt, guarded by LaGreca. Now nearly stolen, knocked into the backcourt, but Emma retains possession. Pitches across court to Bella. 3, in and out. So, and Bond the rebound. She takes it down herself. Looks like she's going to try to bring it down herself. No, but she pitches out. Drive to the basket there by McClanahan, and she draws the foul with 3:16 to go in the quarter. Cascade 25, South Dearborn 19. That's Parsons. That's the third on Parsons. McClanahan on the line now. First one is up, and it is good. She swished it. That was her first point. She becomes only the fourth Lady Knight to score. Bond, Kirsten Bond has 15 of the 20 points for South Dearborn. She misses the second. Lead is down to 1, however. So Juliana with the ball, guarded very tightly by Bond. So Mahan over to Gibbs, now over to now Juliana inside to Hallie, posts up there. And we got a jump ball position arrow favors Cascade, 2:48 to go. It's been an 8-5, excuse me, an 8-3 run by South Dearborn to start the second half here. And they got a foul on Hallie. That's her second, team third. So now all of a sudden we better be careful, because with a field goal, the Lady Cadets, the Lady Knights will cut the deficit to 1 possession. We got to get some offense going here. So now nice switch of directions there by McClanahan. Beautiful move. She lays it in left-handed. That's her first field goal. She has 3 points, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point lead now. And now Carly drives the foul. Good job there by Carly. We needed that kind of offensive aggression. And now Carly will go to the line. Now she's got to hit them, though. She's got to hit both of these. Got to get that lead back up to 5. 2:19 to go here in the third quarter. Cascade 25, South Dearborn 22. Carly's first free throw, no good off the back of the rim. By the way, South Dearborn, if you want to put offensive struggles into a better perspective, South Dearborn won the JV game by a score of only 15-9. So Carly's second free throw is up. Good after a few bounces. So Carly with a team high 12, and that at least makes it a multiple possession lead, 26-22 now. Come on, girls. And now a wide open 3 there, no good. And now the rebound put up by Bond, and we got a foul here. So Bond will go to the free throw line. Foul is going to be on Maddie Mays, her first. Bond's first free throw is up and good. She's a 71% free throw shooter on 71% free throw shooter on the season coming into this game. She cuts the lead. And second one is in and out. Did she miss? They're still showing 26-22. Looked to me like she made the first one. Maybe it was an optic illusion. But anyway, so now Carly drives. Nice move, but she puts too much on it. Hallie gets it, however, puts it up. No good. Hallie just put too much. She threw it off the glass too hard, and however the ball's knocked out of bounds to Cascade. So Lady Cadets are lucky that they're hanging in there. They're really struggling with their shots right now. They've looked a little bit, shaken and rushed on offense. I'd like to see them play with a little more confidence, a little more focus. Overall, this has been a good performance by Cascade, one of their best of the season so far. Now, we've got a whistle here. I'm not sure what timeout. South Dearborn, 1:35 to go. But besides The Shining, I'm a huge fan of the movie The Blues Brothers, and there are so many hilarious scenes in that movie, and one of my favorite lines in the movie is when Jake and Elwood are driving around to promote their concert at the Palace Hotel Ballroom, and then when a bunch of adoring women start surrounding the car, Elwood says, "And it's ladies' night tonight at the Palace Hotel Ballroom." And when Northview was coming in last year, I had an idea that I was going to say, "And it's ladies' night with the Lady Knights." And the whole broadcast came and went, and I forgot to say that. And now we've got another Lady Knights team here today, South Dearborn, and except it's not the night, it's the afternoon. Oh, no, and a rare careless pass today, and McClanahan is fouled going for the field goal, and she'll go to the line. And yes, they did put that free throw on the board for South Dearborn. So Cascade with the lead is down to 3 now. McClanahan's first free throw is up and good. She has 4 now, second on the team behind Bond, 16. Yeah, so my eyes weren't fooling me. I do need a new pair of glasses, but not that badly apparently. And now another foolish foul there. Carly got hacked on the rebound attempt. So your score, Cascade 26, South Dearborn 24, 1:20 to go here in the third quarter at Clayton. Too close for comfort. When we got the lead around 10, and now Emma nearly loses it. Now Bella inside to Hallie. Now Carly gets it, puts it up, and in. Yes. Carly Gibbs with a team-high 14, and that makes it a multiple possession lead again. A minute to go in the third quarter. Now McClanahan tries to take the bull by the horns and drive by herself. She drew a foul on Mahan. That's her second, team 6th. Now pitches inside to Huddleston. Now we've got, I think they got her for a travel. So now Cascade with the ball, 57.4 seconds to go in the third quarter, leading by 4. Come on, girls, let's just pad the lead a little bit. Let us breathe a little easier. Let our hearts not race quite as much in the fourth quarter tonight. Now kicked ball, still Cascade ball. Now Juliana coming in for Hallie, who will likely sit down for the rest of the quarter. We're really going to need Hallie to be fresh and be a monster there in the fourth quarter. And now Carly loses it. She just lost control driving to the basket. Now Bond pitches down court to a driving McClanahan, puts it off at the glass. No good, however. McClanahan does get her own rebound, however, brings it back out. Now drives into the lane, and a beautiful fake move. However, she puts too much on it, and Cascade comes away with the rebound. It was Maddie Mays there. And now gets it down to Carly, who's fouled, and is a foolish foul there by Bond. I believe that's Bond's first. Her second, actually. And team fifth. So 20.3 seconds to go. Cascade, I'd say just hold for the last shot unless you get something wide open. So Bella with the ball double teamed in the corner. Now over to Emma. 15 seconds to go. Emma at the top of the key. Now over to Juliana. Now back to Bella. Three-pointer. No good. Juliana the rebound, however, 5 seconds to go. And it's a steal there by McClanahan. 3 seconds left. She puts it up. No good. And so Cascade hanging on with 8 minutes to play. Your Lady Cadets on top of the South Dearborn Lady Knights by a score of 28-24. We'll be back with the thrilling conclusion after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the cadets, Hendricks Regional Health, Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, and North Salem State Bank. Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill and Ian Bell's ExpertRealtors.net and Global Construction Management. Silver Partners, Electric Plus, Bassett Services, Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're about to start the fourth quarter of this barn burner of a game with your Cascade Lady Cadets trying to hang on and close out 2018 on a positive note and snap a 3-game losing streak. They lead the South Dearborn Lady Knights by a score of 28-24. It's a game in which Cascade ran off the first 8 points. Looked like they were going to run away with it. However, in the third quarter, their shooting went cold, and South Dearborn's superstar junior Kirsten Bond has kept her team in it almost single-handedly. She has exactly 2/3 of her team's points, 16 of 24. And there, McClanahan sinks a 3 to cut it to 1. McClanahan has started to get her offense going here in the second half, and it's a 28-27 Cascade lead. Come on, girls. South Dearborn has never led, and now a steal attempt there by LaGreca goes out of bounds to Cascade. 7:33 to go. I want the Lady Cadets to win, but more than anything else, I want them to be composed. I want them to not back down, to not play afraid. Just keep the eye of the tiger. Remember what got you that lead. And now we got another foolish foul there by LaGreca. Probably not as foolish as a couple of them that South Dearborn has had, but, we'll take it. It's probably just, and then now LaGreca does get the steal on the inbounds pass, drives it down, and now the Lady Knights take their first lead of the game. Oh, no. So now that we trail now Carly takes it down herself, puts it up, and she hits it, but they got her for a charge. So the basket is negated. And now Coach Carpenter apparently, he looked to me like he was protesting the call. That foul is on Carly, her second, team 7th. And now Coach Carpenter, talking to the official. He looked somewhat animated, but not out of control, not hysterical, not technical foul level. And now Bond drives the basket, and she hits it, and she's fouled. Boy. And now Cascade, their ball handling was overall good in the first half. Starting to get a little shaky here in the second half. We got to stay out of these bad habits. Bond to now 18 points. And it looks like Cascade has taken a timeout. And that's Carly. All of a sudden, Carly has 3 now. We can't afford to lose her. Well, I'm nervous. We're trailed by, now it's a 7-0 run by South Dearborn to start off the third quarter here in the first 53 seconds. That is not good. This is a breakdown. Now is the time to find out, like Stick says, these are the times we find out who we really are. Are we going to play like the team that took an 8-0 lead, a team that had drastically improved its ball handling, or are we going to go back to the team that committed 33 turnovers 2 games ago against Owen Valley and has averaged 24.3 on the season? Which team will win out? I just want to see, for this last 7:07, I want to see the heart of these girls. It's not over yet, but the main thing, we've just got to stay focused. Play our A game the rest of the way. If we do that, I think we'll still win it. But we got to show we can handle the pressure here. Bond hits it. She has 19. Undoubtedly the MVP of this game so far, win or lose. So it's an 8-0 run in the first minute of the fourth quarter as the Lady Knights turn a 4-point deficit into a four-point lead. Now, Carly drives to the basket, puts it up. She gets between a couple of defenders. She has 16, cuts the lead to 2. She is playing with 3 fouls, so she's got to be careful. But, that definitely was a good eye of the tiger move there. And now drive to the basket there by McClanahan, puts up looked to me like a forced shot, goes out of bounds to South Dearborn. It's a 32-30 South Dearborn lead now, 6:32 to go. 32-30, of course, the score that ended the 1954 state championship game in which Milan pulled off the big upset over Muncie Central. And now they got the travel there. A travel there by McClanahan, who's a very aggressive player, but sometimes a little too aggressive for her own good. 6:28 to go now in the quarter, in the game. Cascade with the ball, trailing by 2. Juliana gives it up to Emma. Cross court to Carly. Back to Emma. Back to Carly, guarded by McClanahan. Now over to Bella. Thinks about a 3, then pitches over to Juliana. Spins around. Pitches back out to Bella. Now inside to Hallie. Posts up. Pitches outside to Carly. Drives to the basket. Puts it up, and she's fouled. So Carly Gibbs, I believe they determined it wasn't the act of shooting, which means she would go to the line for 2.
Knights team foul on Powell.
That's going to be on Powell.
Gibbs at the line.
And now Cascade is in the bonus. Carly will go to the free throw line. Come on, we've got to hit them both. Tie the game up. First free throw, in and out. Now getting, a little encouragement from Bella. Second free throw is good. Carly with a team high 17. And Cascade scored 3 in a row to cut the lead to 1 now since South Dearborn took that lead. Now let's get a stop here. And now South Dearborn really, speaking of the 1954 state championship game, South Dearborn, just seemed like they're just wanting to just dribble out as much of the time as they can, which Milan did for a few minutes of the fourth quarter of that game. So now Bond with the ball near midcourt, 5:16 to go, over to McClanahan at the right perimeter. Now inside there to Amped, now outside to McClanahan. No shot clock, so obviously, and now Cascade's showing a little bit of aggressiveness. And now they got a steal there. Yes, Carly with the ball now. So nice job persevering by the Lady Cadets. Under 5 minutes to go, trailing by only 1. We still got a shot here. And now Carly, and now over to Bella for 3. She hit it! Yes! Yes, we got the lead. 4:40 to go. Now come on, girls, let's just finish the job here. Bella with 6 points. Hit a couple of 3-point field goals. And now a 3-pointer, and now is good. That's good. So Bond gives South Dearborn the lead back by 1 point, 35-34. Bond has 22 of her team's 35. Now come on, girls, let's get the lead back. Now over to Carly, drives to the lane. It's off her foot, but Hallie saves it. Now over to Emma, and now drives to the basket, puts it up off the glass. No good. And now fight over the rebound. It's jump ball. Possession arrow favors Cascade. 4:03 to go. Lady Cadets with the ball, trailing by 1. 35-34. Come on, girls. Let's just finish this job here. Just got to get a win here. Inside to Hallie. Puts it up. No good. Now Bond brings it down herself. Takes it to the basket. Now it's a foul against South Dearborn. 3:55 to go. So Cascade with the ball, trailing by 1. Come on, girls. You can do it. That's on Bond. I believe that's her third. Eight fouls on both teams, by the way. They haven't shown on the score how many it is for Bond. So now pitch down court there to Juliana, and she puts it up off the glass, and she draws the foul. Come on, Juliana. You got to hit both of these. Give us the lead. That's going to be on Powell there. The promising 6'1" sophomore, likely to be a starter next season. First free throw by Juliana, no good. Bounced twice on the front of the rim. We got to hit this one, at least tie it. 3:47 to go. Come on, Juliana. I believe in you. It's up and good. Her first point of the game, and we are tied. Down to the wire here at Clayton. So now McClanahan with the ball. 35-35. 3:30 to go in the fourth quarter. And we're all tied up. McClanahan dribble. And now a long three. And she hit it. McClanahan with 10 now. And her emergence here in the second half has gone a long way toward helping South Dearborn come back to win this one. And now, in the pass, she was trying to find Hallie, but it just went off her hand. It went out of her hands wrong and goes out of bounds to South Dearborn. So now we're in trouble. South Dearborn with a 3-point lead in the ball. 3:05 to go. We've got to get a stop here. Come on. So LaGreca with the ball. Cascade not showing a lot of urgency yet. And now, drive to the basket. Hook shot, no good. Bella the rebound. Juliana brings it past midcourt. Over to Emma. Drives to the basket. Now brings it back out. Now drives to the baseline. Tries to feed Hallie. It's tipped away. And now Bella for three. She hit it and we're tied. Yes, yes. Bella Mahan ties it up, and we're going down to the wire here in Clayton. 2:04 to go in this game. Come on. Now drive to the basket by Powell, and we got a whistle here. I'm sorry, that was Meek. Excuse me, that was Meek. She will be going to the free throw line with 1:57 to go. That's on Gibbs. That's her fourth. And that is a big concern there. Oh, man. I just want us to win this game in the worst way. I think we need it psychologically. And even more so, if it had been neck and neck the whole way, I wouldn't feel quite as strongly. But I don't want us to go into the new year on a 4-game losing streak. And she gets the first one. But I don't want us to go into the new year on a 4-game losing streak and having lost the last one against a team we should have beaten after we led by 10, or led by 12 actually. That was our high. She hit them both, and it's a 2-point South Dearborn lead, 1:57 to go in the fourth quarter. Come on, girls, no mistakes. And now they got LaGreca for a reach in there on Emma.
Knights team foul on LaGreca.
So with 1:47 to go, Emma Parsons steps to the line, and that that puts us in the double bonus, so she'll get 2. Come on, Emma. You can do it. It's good. She hits this one and we're tied. She has 5 on the game now. 1:47 to go. Come on. I beg you to hit this. She hit it. We're tied. So 40-40 your score. 1:43 to go here in the fourth quarter. McClanahan bringing it up. And off the glass. No good. Okay, we got the rebound. Now Bella brings it up aggressively, but come on, let's just settle down here. We got the lead, and excuse me, we got the ball and we're tied. Now just don't do anything foolish here. Work around for a good shot. Call timeout if you need to. Run as much, just milk the clock like it's a cow. It's fine with me if we hold for the last shot. Now inside to Hallie. She pitches back out. 3 by Bella. No good. Oh no, I don't like that shot selection by Bella. I don't like going for a 3 when we're tied like that. So now Bond with the ball. She takes it to the basket herself. Beautiful move and lays it in. She has 24 now and sensational performance. Boy, Bella should not have taken that 3 there. And now very aggressive defense by South Dearborn. And now inside to Hallie Cansdale. However, it's stolen away by Huddleston. We got to foul here if they get past midcourt. We got to foul very quickly, and we do. Oh no! She was trying to hit Hallie down low, but it was stolen away by Huddleston. So now South Dearborn in the double bonus as McClanahan goes to the line. First one is up. Out. Okay, that was a big miss there, and Cascade takes a timeout now. But that was a big miss because even if she hits this one, even if she hits her second, then it will be still a 1-possession lead, and we can tie with the 3. I just hate having to, if she hits it, I hate having to rely on the 3. I wish Bella, we should have worked in for a better shot. That was just not a good decision there by Bella. But we still got a shot here, 27.6 seconds to go. When I went down to Spencer for that double header, boys-girls double header on my birthday 2 weeks ago yesterday, I was hoping I'd get 2 cadet victories for my birthday. I got 2 losses instead. Then a week ago Tuesday, the last time I was here in Clayton, a week ago Tuesday, when I commentated the Cascade boys versus Greencastle, I was hoping I'd get late. I was hoping I'd get a cadets win for a late birthday / really Christmas present. So I would gladly celebrate. At this point, I would gladly settle for a late. At this point, I would gladly celebrate for a cadets win today for a late Christmas present. But we got a few things to take care of first. We have to, come back and erase this 2-point, possibly 3-point deficit, depending on what McClanahan does. But I really, even though obviously Bond gets the MVP of this game, if South Dearborn does win, and she hits the second, as McClanahan hits the second. Now we don't with a 3-point deficit, we don't necessarily have to go for a quick 3, but we do need to show some urgency here. So now Emma with the ball, she puts up a 3, no good. However, she gets her own rebound, and and now I think we got a foul. There was very close to what I think should have been a reaching in call against South Dearborn, as they were very aggressively double teaming Emma. But they took the timeout with 10.1 seconds to go. So now at this point, unless we just have somebody wide open for an easy lay-in, we almost have to go for the 3 now, most likely by Bella. So I hate to, ever be in this situation where, the other team knows you're likely to go for a 3 and therefore is geared to stop it. you hate to ever be at the mercy of of your three-point shots falling. And coming into this game, only a 23% three-point shooting team on the season. Bell has hit 18, more than a little over half of ours. Emma has 7, Carly has 5. And Taylor Norris, who's been limited to 2 games this season so far, has 2. And Dixie Short, who I believe has not played in this game, has 1. So, okay, girls, I'm nervous now, but let's make it a happy ending today and to the year 2018. So now, inside to Hallie. She puts it up uncontested, and she misses it! Oh, my God. And now we got to get the rebound. Oh, no. And now we, oh, no. Oh, no. So, a disaster here to close out 2018 here in Clayton. Your Cascade Cadets lead by 12, but they a second half collapse, and they fall to the South Dearborn Lady Knights by a score of 43-40 here on audiosportsonline.com. We'll be back with the recap and a look ahead to the county tournament after these final words from our sponsors. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the cadets, Hendricks Regional Health. Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, the North Salem State Bank. Platinum Partner, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill and Ian Bell's ExpertRealtors.net, and Global Construction Management. Silver Partners, Electric Plus, Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton for a final time tonight and for a final time in 2018, where your Cascade Lady Cadets have just suffered a very painful loss to the South Dearborn Lady Knights by a score of 43-40. It's a game in which Cascade jumped off to an 8-0 lead and led until the fourth quarter when they started off with an all-out collapse, then rebounded to trade leads before closing the game with another collapse. Cascade had an 8-0 lead, including 6 points by Hallie Cansdale, who sadly would only score 1 point the rest of the way. At the end of the first quarter, Cascade led by a score of 13-7. Then in the second half, at halftime, Cascade increased the lead to 22-12 and then scored the first 2 points of the third quarter to lead 24-12. However, then they went ice cold from the field, and then after playing their best ball handling, probably by far their best ball handling half of the season, they began to get a little sloppy with the ball in the third quarter, and that combined with all the missed shots enabled South Dearborn to close out the third quarter on a 12-4 run, cutting the lead to 28-24. Then the Lady Knights scored the first 8 points of the fourth quarter in a span of just 53 seconds. Bella Mahan did connect on a couple of 3-point field goals, one of which gave us the lead back, and I think both of them actually gave us the lead. And Emma Parsons hit a couple of important free throws. However, Kirsten Bond had a dominant game for South Dearborn, and then Alyssa McClanahan, after being largely shut out in the first half, got her offensive going, which I think helped open up some doors for Bond to help command enough defensive attention to give. I think McClanahan's emergence ended up catching on enough defensive attention to open some more doors for Bond, who's the only double-figure scorer for the team on the season. And certainly it looks like that young lady has a bright future. And then Cascade had the ball. They got the ball back with 27 seconds left, trailing by 3. Emma Parsons missed a 3, got her own rebound, and then called timeout with 10.1 seconds to go. And then rather than going for the immediate 3, Hallie Cansdale was wide open. She got the ball but missed a point-blank range shot. And then South Dearborn got the ball and ran out the rest of the clock. Look at the individual scoring. First of all, for Cascade, Carly Gibbs scored 17 points. And which second most in her career behind the 20 she scored against Danville. Bella Mahan had 9, all on 3-point field goals. Hallie Cansdale had 7, but only 1 after the first quarter. Emma Parsons had 6, and Juliana Schmidt had 1. So the 5 starters accounting for all 40 Cascade points. Meanwhile, for the South Dearborn Lady Knights, Kirsten Bond led the way with 24, followed by Alyssa McClanahan with 11. Brianna LaGreca with 4. Riley Powell with 2, and Elsa Meek with 2. So in conclusion, this game was a mixed bag. Cascade, they brought their B game in the first half, had probably by far their best ball handling half of the season. Second half, they brought their D game. The ball handling wasn't as bad as it's been in some of the games, certainly not as bad as in the Owen Valley game when we committed 33 turnovers. But we did get sloppy. I think we got rattled when we started losing the lead. Didn't play with a lot of confidence or composure, which is a characteristic typically of a young team, which this is. And I think when Kirsten Bond was their only significant offensive player, the game was in our favor. But once McClanahan turned it on in the second half, that's when they really started gaining ground on us. And like I said, in the first half, it looked like Bond was going to be able to score 25 and we would still win. But the way McClanahan started to emerge, not only with her points scored, but the way she was just all over the floor. She was dribbling all over the place and using her speed and really making it hard on our defense. And we just didn't respond well to it, and that's certainly something we're going to have to work on. But make no mistake about it, this is a very painful loss, and I'm trying to take a glass-half-full approach. But, we were on a 3-game losing streak as it was, including a couple of very bad performances against Monrovia and against and it's a terrible performance against Owen Valley. We started off with a good performance in the first half tonight, but we just didn't keep it going for 32 minutes. We got a good 16 minutes tonight. We've got to start doing it for 32 minutes. We had at least 19 turnovers in every game prior to tonight. I don't think we had quite that many tonight. I would probably say somewhere in the neighborhood of 13, 15. But we've got to start getting it down, to 10 or less, if we're going to, have any not only wins but quality wins on the season. We got a couple of, semi cupcakes over the next, over the remainder of the regular season with Cecina and Speedway, but. We also have a lot of probable losses. Plainfield and whoever else we play in the Hendricks County tournament next week. Cloverdale's a probable loss. Avon is a probable loss. And then we have our regularly scheduled game against with Plainfield, which is, even though this is a down Plainfield team, more than likely that's a loss. So, we could be looking easily at only 2 more wins here in the regular season, which would send us into the tournament with only 5 wins and not a lot of confidence. So, what we need to do right now, while we obviously have been working on our ball handling, we need to still polish that up. It wasn't terrible today, but it wasn't good. I'd like it to at least be decent in the next game. Well, it was very solid in the first half tonight, but for the first game, it was still shaky. For the whole game, it was shaky overall. So if we can even get that to be decent by the end of the season, I think everything else is going to fall into place. But the other thing is, we need to learn about keeping our composure in tough situations like we were in tonight. I think we did succumb to the pressure tonight and just didn't respond well to it when South Dearborn began that comeback when McClanahan was trying to take the game over. So we still have. Let me look at the schedule here. We have most likely 2, possibly 3 games in the county tournament next week, but let's just say we only have 2. Then we've got at Northview a week from Tuesday. I think we have a fair shot at that one. Then Cloverdale a week from Friday, a probable loss. Cecina, an afternoon game 2 weeks from today. That's a probable win. Then let's see, we've got after that. Then we have our WIC crossover opponent on the road 2 weeks from Friday. We don't know who that is yet, but let's say that's a toss-up. And then we're at Plainfield the next day, and then January 22nd, a Tuesday, at Avon. They're a very good Class 4A team that's been ranked at times this season. That's a probable loss. And then finally we close out the regular season Senior Day here on Thursday, January 24th against Speedway. That's a probable win. So you look at, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 or 10 regular season games going, assuming it's going to be 9, assuming that we lose to Plainfield in the quarterfinal round in the county tournament next week. I look at us to go 2-7 the rest of the way, which would send us into the tournament with a record of 5-17. And of course, you start obviously 5-17. Everybody starts the playoffs ranked. Everybody starts off the playoffs with a clean slate. And I think Cloverdale's pretty certain to win our sectional this year. But I want us to at least make a good run. So I think right now, what my concern is, I think we do need to get a win. For psychological reasons, I think long losing streaks are unhealthy. But assuming we do not win a county tournament game next week, our next good chance to get a win would be a week from Tuesday at Northview, and we will probably lose to Cloverdale on January the 11th, a week from Friday. But then we'll have a good shot to get Cecina. But that would be after that would mean that would break an 8-game losing streak, and to have losing streaks of 6 and 8 games in a season, that's just not good for you psychologically. But this is a young team, and we are going to learn and grow from this. And I think we're going to have better days this season. I think by the time the playoffs start, which is 31 days, exactly a month from today, January the 29th, I think we're going to be a much better team than we are now, especially because, like I said, it's not like we have a lot of areas where we need drastic improvement. It's just this one area, the ball handling, and that'll take care of a lot of it. And then, handling high-pressure situations, we need to work on that. But again, when our ball handling is better, if we played our A game in ball handling tonight, this game would not have come down to the wire like it did, where we would have, needed to hit a three-pointer in the final seconds, and we would have, been in a real nerve-wracking finale there. So, this is just, this is a very painful loss, certainly a painful way to end the new year, to end the old year, excuse me. But at the same time, I'm really glad that we scheduled this game so that, we didn't have the long, 2.5 week gap between games that we usually do over Christmas break. So we'll be going into the next week's Hendricks County tournament a lot fresher. And speaking of which, Cascade, the boys and girls will both play Wednesday night, the day after New Year's. That's Wednesday, January the 2nd, starting at 6 p.m. Now, if you want to get here earlier in the day, we're going to have at, I believe, 3 o'clock, the Brownsburg versus Danville girls game, then followed by the boys game between those two schools. And then we're going to have Cascade and Plainfield play each other first, girls and then boys, starting at 6, and we're going to be bringing you both games live here on audiosportsonline.com. I hope you all will get out here and support the kids in person. If not, at least tune in here or do both. Come to the game and listen to the broadcast on your mobile device. But the Hendricks County Tournament is a magnificent event this year. I guess because New Year's Day is on a Tuesday, which is the day the tournament usually starts. They're cramming it into 4 days instead of 5. It'll be 14 games sandwiched into 4 days, right? And it'll be right here at Cascade High School for the first time. If it's like it was last year, I believe it's $5 for an individual session ticket, $10 for an all session ticket. So, you can get a lot of bang for your buck. You can see, 14 games over 4 days. There will be 4 games on Wednesday. Then we'll have the quarterfinals of both the boys and the girls. Then we're going to have the girls semifinals on Thursday, boys semifinals on Tuesday. We'll have the all the quarterfinals, boys and girls, on Wednesday. 4 games that day. Then we'll have the 2 girls semifinal games on Thursday, the 2 boys semifinal games on Friday, and then we're going to have 6 games on Saturday. The boys and girls fifth, third, and championship games, starting at 10 and running, starting at 10 in the morning and running for about half a day. So come out in your pajamas if you need to, and every team will be guaranteed at least 2 games in the tournament. Even if Cascade loses both the boys and girls games to Plainfield, they will be playing in the 5th-place games on Saturday. So anyway, our next opponent will be the Plainfield Quakers. They're a usually very tough 4A team, often a ranked 4A team. However, it looks like they're in danger of only their 3rd losing season in this millennium. They entered the game with 4-9. They're a rebuilding team that currently is led by, oddly, 2 freshmen. We have 6-foot Josie Rhodes and 5'10" Ellie Wilkerson, both of whom average right around 10 points a game. And it looks like in a couple of years when and they both average a 5.2. Yeah, Wilkerson averages 10.5 points, Rhodes 9.5 points, and they both average 5.2 rebounds a game. So 3 years from now, when those ladies are seniors, that should be a top 10 team. But right now, as they're freshmen, they're taking their lumps, and the Lady Quakers enter the game with a record of 4-9. Although they've certainly lost to a lot of good teams. It's not likely we're going to win that one, but certainly hopefully we'll come out and at least give it a great shot and play a game that we'll feel good about, and play our A game. If they beat us, so be it. The main thing is that we don't beat ourselves against against Plainfield like we did against South Dearborn tonight. So and then after that, the boys, our Cascade boys, will be playing at roughly 7:30 against a marquee team, Plainfield, despite graduating 6'11" senior Gavin Bizot, who's now playing for Duquesne University, an NCAA Division I school in Pittsburgh. Plainfield having an outstanding season. They enter the game 8-0 and ranked number 6 in the state in Class 4A. So unlikely that we're going to be able to do much against them. We entered the game at 3-7, although we did close out 2018 on a positive note with a big road win out at North Putnam in Rochdale a week ago yesterday. We won that game by a score of 71-42. But Plainfield has a really good trio of the 6'5" Gibbs twins, Jacob and Cade, who are averaging 13.1 and 14.1 points a game respectively, and then 6'4" sophomore point guard Aiden Booher, who's averaging 12.4 points and a team high 3.6 assists a game. So anyway, hope you all will get out there to cheer on. Hope you all will get out there to cheer on both the boys and the girls, and simply to enjoy the county tournament. It's something that really is reminiscent of the old sectionals, where you just have all the local teams wanting to beat each other in the worst way. They're county rivals and be the kings of the neighborhood for a year. And now that we have class basketball, and it's puts the county teams in different sectionals. It's really the only chance for the little guys to really get a chance to shine against the big boys and girls, and beat the bigger schools in tournament action, and it always draws really big crowds, and so we'll have several thousand people coming into the gym over that 4-day span from next Friday to next Saturday, and hope you all will be part of it. It's a very exciting, electric atmosphere, and I just love walking into the gym and seeing the 4 blocks of colors, the solid color sweaters of the of the schools that are playing there tonight. So you get a lot of exciting basketball for just a few dollars, a lot cheaper than going to a movie, and it's definitely the best sports buy, in the county, if not the state, for those 4 days. So anyway, disappointing way to end 2018, but we got a new year starting in 3 days, and hopefully this young lady cadet team will take this loss and remember the pain of it and just work hard and improve, so that we'll be winning games like these this season and beyond, and hopefully even a lot more so next season, when we're going to be a much more poised team who will have the experience of returning an entire starting lineup from one season to the next, which is a rarity in high school basketball. And I think it's really going to benefit us, and we're going to make a big leap in the wins department next season. So once again, your final score here tonight, or this afternoon in Clayton: South Dearborn 43, Cascade 40. The Lady Knights rise to 8-9, and the Lady Cadets drop to 3-10, losing their 4th consecutive game. Well, this concludes our broadcast. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I cordially invite you to do so again next Wednesday, January 2nd at 5:45 for the pregame show, special start time, as the Cascade Lady Cadets challenge the Plainfield Lady Quakers in the quarterfinal round of the Hendricks County basketball tournament right here at Clayton, followed immediately by the boys teams from those respective schools. Until then, Happy New Year, and for AudioSportsOnline.com, this is Lec Zorn reminding you there is a difference only you can make.